Hey guys, okay, so today I've got a concealer for you. This is the Makeup Revolution London. What is it called? Matte Base Concealer Kit 5 through 8. It's one of these little concealer palettes. It has got a under eye concealer, a concealer, and then a concealer. So we've got, this is the under eye, concealer, concealer. All of these would probably work. This one looks like it might be the best for under eye concealing as far as brightening goes. I might use all three of them. As you can tell, I do have some foundation on this eye because I'm testing out a foundation today as well. So we'll mainly be focusing on this eye. We'll see if we can get what kind of coverage and what kind of look we can get as far as concealer goes for this eye. I do have a couple of spots, but I kind of already concealed them pretty well. So maybe we'll try around the nose or something where I get a lot of redness. Okay, so it's got also this powder. I'm not very hopeful about this powder. Oh, it's kind of luminous. It's very pretty actually. The only thing I am not very hopeful about is the shade. Like, it's got that pinky, almost gray undertone, and that will just make my under eyes look gray. That's my prediction. We'll see what happens. Okay. It's a palette, of course, as you can tell. So let me just grabbing a wipe. I'm gonna wipe the foundation swatch off of my hand. And I will give you a swatch of all three of the shades. I'm gonna use, it's just a concealer brush. I think I got it from Walmart, an off-brand Equate Beauty kind of thing. Okay, so I'm just gonna put them on and then I'll tell you what they are. Okay, so the under eye concealer is the bottom one. This color shade is the center. And then the darkest, hold on, this one. This one is the top. These two, the top and bottom one, the under eye concealer and then the darker concealer, are pretty similar in shade. You can tell in the pan though, this one's got a bit more oranginess to it. And honestly, this one is looking like it's gonna be the best idea for my under eyes. So let's see, you know what? I'll do the under eye concealer first and then we might top it off with that, see what we can get, okay? So I'm just going to take this same concealer brush and just dab it on. And we'll just see how it's going from there. I might use a fluffier brush to blend it because this just doesn't, it just feels like it's gonna be too harsh and it's gonna tug and be difficult to blend. This concealer is creamy, but it doesn't feel like overly creamy. I'm gonna use, I think this one. This is my Flower Beauty Angled Blender Concealer Brush. I'm not sure what it's called. It's creamy, but it actually almost feels a little bit, not too creamy. So it's in a cream format, but it's not real creamy, and I would say it's less, yeah, I think maybe fingers is the way to go with this. It's not a liquid, so it's not liquidy like a concealer that has a doe fit, something like this, like a liquid concealer. Yeah, I'm thinking fingers is the way to go with this. Okay, so first impression is this is seeming very natural. It doesn't look like a ton of coverage. Yeah, this would be great for if you're traveling and want like a single palette, but you're also like maybe going somewhere where you want natural type makeup. I think this is looking very natural. It's not offering a ton of coverage. So let's see, I just used the under eye concealer. I'm going to put the darker shade of concealer on my eyelid, and then I'm going to put the lightest shade on top of that and see what we can get from that. It seems like, I mean, there's pigment to it, but there's just not a lot of pigment. So for someone like me that has a ton of hyperpigmentation, I actually could use this almost like a no makeup look because I already have brown on my eyelid and it's very warm toned. So it almost looks like eyeshadow sometimes. But if I put this darker shade of concealer on top of it, it kind of smooths it out and almost makes it look like it's not discoloration. It almost makes it look just more smoothed out, like I intended it that way. So almost like a soft wash of like a warm toned eyeshadow is what that kind of is looking like right now, in person in real life. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the lightest and brightest shade, and then I'm just gonna put that right on top. Yeah, not a lot of pigment in these, like a little bit, but not a ton. So let's just see. Oh yeah, that's a good shade, especially on top of that other one. I do have a patch of some sort of eczema or some sort of dryness going on right there. And I think that's just going to be a lifelong thing because it doesn't feel dry or rough or raised or anything, but it's still wanting to catch onto any pigment that I put down there. And let me see if I can kind of show you this on camera. I don't know if it'll work out, but I just spent a few minutes tapping that in, and there's no pigment left on my finger. So I don't think this is providing like a ton of coverage because there's just not a lot of pigment. So what I'm going to do is just take a swirl of that, one of the shades, and I'm just going to kind of show you like on my skin right there. You see how there's just not a lot of pigment and it just sort of blends into your skin. The moisture part of it almost like sinks into your skin, and then you're left with a very softly pigmented concealer after that. So it's almost like it, excuse me, it's almost like it blends away to an extent. So this I'm probably would not be using for any sort of actual concealing, more like natural no makeup days, similar to, let's see if I can find it. I don't think I'll be able to find it, but similar to that Bare Minerals one that I had. Oh, you know what? I put it in a bag. Similar to, it's in here somewhere. Just bear with me 1 second. Did I put it in a bag? I thought I did. Okay, I guess I just don't have it. Nope, can't find it. Okay, anyways, I've mentioned it in the past, the Bare Minerals color correcting concealer in a little pot. I've mentioned it in the past. Anyway, we'll just give that up. So sort of like a natural no makeup kind of look. That's what this is providing. Is it terrible? No, not at all. Not at all. We'll try the powder right now, and I'll just go ahead and use that angled brush that I was using before. But if you can see, like, I've got like a kind of like a bag right there, like a dip right here. And I usually try to conceal that with a lighter colored concealer, like my lightest concealer. I'll put it right there, and it sort of fools the eye, takes away that shadow so it doesn't look like my eye bag is so pronounced. This doesn't offer a shade like that, and this is kit number 5-8, and they had like a darker one. I can't remember if they had a lighter one or not. So let's just go ahead and try the powder. So for me, this would not be like a one palette covers everything, even for a natural makeup look. I'm just going to dip into that, and we'll just see. Okay, I feel like that changed the color of it almost. Like this should be very not orange, unless there was still some product on the brush, which that's my bad. I'm gonna go ahead and just take it and actually dab it on with my finger. Oh, there's a bird flying outside. It's a big one. Okay, so what I'm not liking about this right now is, I don't know if you can see, there's like a line of demarcation between the shade of my skin and the shade of my concealer. So I'm gonna take a sponge and just sort of dab that, but let me just see what happens if I put a little bit of the foundation over top, just because I don't want to look weird today, so I'm gonna need to fix that. I'm just gonna take a little bit of the foundation that I'm using today, just a tiny bit, not much, and just dab it right over top. I did put that powder of it, so we'll just see what happens. This is the problem when you have you need so many different colors to get your skin pulled together, because that's gonna look a little bit ashy and gray on me now, but looks like it blended out fine over the top of that. We'll grab an up close look. There's just too many products on my eye right now. I don't think it's the concealer's fault. Okay, so my thoughts and first impression on this is if you're looking for a concealer palette that has different shades, I don't think this is terrible. The powder seems fine. I'm gonna go ahead and grab just a clean brush, completely clean. And I'm going to dust some of that powder on just on this eye. I don't have any of the concealer on there, but I just want to see how it's going to look. I'm just going to take some on this fluffy brush. Okay, there. I think now we're getting sort of a better idea of how that powder looks. And yes, it does look a little bit gray under my eyes, but it did mattify a bit, which I usually like because it makes my eye bag look less pronounced. Anything to write home about? First impression, no. Is it okay? Yeah. I think I got it on sale. I can't remember. I'll try to put the price in the description. But I don't know. I'm not jumping up and down over this. It's okay. I do like the idea of it being very natural looking and almost like no makeup, but I already have several products that I can use for that step. So if I didn't have those, I could use this one, but it's not so good that I would say forget those other ones and just get this one. It's okay if this is something that you're interested in or looking into getting. I don't think that you'll hate it, especially if you don't have as much to cover as I do. Something like this could work really well for you. I just have so much to cover that I need a little bit more than this one. A little bit more coverage than this can give me, even with all three colors like slapped right on top of each other. It's just not a lot of coverage. But is it a bad product at this point? I'm gonna say no, it's not bad at all. I will wear it for the rest of the day though. Update my thoughts in the description. Don't forget to thumbs up, like, subscribe, ding my bell, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.